going on?
Thank you so much.
Pay like $1 million.
Shout out TMZ, you up?
Let me check out that rig.
TMZ stands for the Mayweather Zone.
How'd you find me, bro? I got my disguise on.
I love my TMZ family.
Welcome to TMZ Sports. Babcock here. Toronto Blue Jays, moving on in the Major League Baseball playoffs, sent the Yankees home. Well, they were home already. Sent the Yankees to vacation in Cancun in Game 4. They beat the Yankees 5-2, and the Yankees season, after beating the Boston Red Sox in the wild card round, the season is over. And some organizations, some teams say, hey, let's win with class, we'll move on, kind of keep it pushing. That was not the Blue Jays' strategy last night, because, boy, did they ever troll the Bronx Bombers. I mean, from manager to star player on down, they let the Yankees have it. Now, the Yankees were down early, 1-0. They tied the game up, and ultimately, again, they lose 5-2. Obviously, packed crowd, packed stadium, a bunch of celebrities there in the house last night. Timothy Chalamet, who, of course, is a big New York City sports fan. He brings his girlfriend, Kylie Jenner. They are sitting really just feet away from where Bad Bunny had been sitting the night before. So star-studded crowd did not matter because, again, the Yankees lose, season over. Now, a couple things here. John Schneider, the manager, he was speaking to his team after the game in the locker room. And, well, you know how the Yankees play Sinatra after a win? Well, here was the troll.
Every single one of you, bullpen game, Nathan Lucas, Miles Straw, all you it takes everybody every day. Start spreading the news, bitches. We're going!
Start spreading the news, bitches, he said. That's the manager. Ed, say something. It's Bush League.
It's pretty epic. It's an epic troll. I will say that. But also, like, man, it hasn't been that long since they were in the ALCS. It was 2016. So it does feel a little inappropriate. I will say that. But again, I want to hate him for it, but it's such a good troll, man. It is such a good troll.
Right, because and that, like, the New York, it's so synonymous with the Yankees. Like, I remember in the Aaron Boone walk-off home run against Tim Wakefield in 2003, and just walking out of the stadium with New York, just blaring and everybody singing it. It's so synonymous with the Yankees and Yankees success. For him to do that, it hurts. That wasn't all, though. It wasn't just the manager. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., of course, is an absolutely incredible player, son of Vladimir Guerrero, who is a Hall of Famer himself. As he was on the air with Big Papi, with the David Ortiz, with Alex Rodriguez and Derek Jeter, as the two Yankees had to watch and listen to this, Vladdy trolls the Yanks. Watch this.
Dale. The Yankee lose. The Yankee lose. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Hey, let's do it again. The Yankees lose. The Yankees lose. Let's go, baby.
But you don't take it personal. I get it.
One more. The Yankees lose.
Oh, my God.
Was that like 5 times? If you're not aware, that's something that, well, first of all, the Yankees win. That's the famed John Sterling's call after the Yankees win. What Big Papi does is he does his own version. When the Yankees lose, And, of course, there Vladimir Guerrero Jr. kind of joining along. 5 times, Mojo. I had to listen to that last night. I was about ready to throw my remote through my TV.
Man, I'm just glad that your mood changed around, because when you prefaced this segment, it sounded as if someone had died. You were all depressed, like something disgusting had happened. And now we're laughing about it, so that's good. You know me, I love to trash talk. I very much enjoy my trash talk, especially if it's friendly, respectful trash talk. Yeah. That's what this was. Nothing crossed the line here. Any Yankees fans that are upset are just upset that the Yankees lost. It's not so much the trash talk that followed. I mean, if you're the manager, you're just keeping these guys fired up, right? It ain't over, right? There's still more to go. So you got to find a way to keep your team hyped up, moving forward. Have your little bit of fun now. Give them a taste of what this feels like later on down the line, and then you get right back to work. But yeah, it's a big win, man, over the Yankees. Enough said.
These are passionate rivalries. I'll tell you what, the Blue Jays, they're first of all going to be one of 4 teams that are left. They've got a real, an actual solid chance of making the World Series. And, I think everything's in front of this team. There's nothing that they cannot accomplish. The Blue Jays have designs on winning a World Series here. Can they do it? We'll see. All right, moving on to WNBA star Angel Reese, who is doing something that no other athlete has ever done before. She is walking in the upcoming Victoria's Secret fashion show as a model. Now, she is, of course, one of the most popular basketball players in the world. There's a lot of people who love her, a lot of people who don't love her. Bottom line is she is one of the most well-known athletes. And now, Shannon, she does something that, again, that nobody else has done before. The Victoria's Secret fashion show is a big deal.
Right.
I'm sure it's a great honor for her. And she looks great, too, by the way.
Yeah, she did look great. And you know what's so crazy? Just a week ago on her podcast, she said, just because I'm fine doesn't mean I don't take basketball serious.
Right.
And people were hating on her.
Really?
They were like,
mad at her
she's
for
too
that?
cocky, blah, blah, blah. And she proved to them with this that she can do both. I mean, besides, Victoria's Secret runway, she did Sports Illustrated covers. She's been looking beautiful at Met Gala. And granted, like, the basketball aspect, like, she got into some drama, obviously, with the Chicago Sky.
Right.
Got into some, like, beef with the teammates and the front
critical
office.
of them, right, that they weren't doing everything they needed to do to try and put together a winning team.
But the GM said, we still want her. We're keeping her. So she's
well,
proven.
I think that's a good point, too. Like, if you're the GM of the team, like, her game is polarizing. A lot of people say that, her offensive game sucks and she gets her own rebounds and all that stuff. But she's so popular, too. So from that standpoint, I've got to imagine she's selling so many tickets. And and I agree. She's kind of becoming like an icon off of the court, especially when it comes to the fashion. She's doing all of this modeling stuff. So she, I think, off the court, at least, if you don't think she's as good as Caitlin Clark on the court, I mean, off of the court, which she's doing, I think every bit as big as the stuff that Caitlin Clark's doing. And she continues to do her thing.
And I just want to mention the other endorsements that Angel has. Reebok, her Me-Bound, remember her sneakers?
Yeah.
She said on her show last week that she actually sold Me-Bound merch. Remember they were making fun of the Me-Bound thing? Yeah. She allegedly sold, she earns over 6 figures.
Wow.
That's what she said.
Which I believe.
I believe too.
Yeah, I like that she does that too. Like she's taken something where people were making fun of her with the Me Bounce thing, and now she's like, okay, hey, I'm going to make money off of it, so thank you.
Smart. Smart. And she also has Beats by Dre, Reebok, Reese's, of course, Reese's. And then she owns DC Power Football Club. Yeah. So she's making big moves off the court as well. So I mean, I see how people hate on her. She's all this and that, but she's. Yeah,
a lot of people don't like confidence.
They think she is.
Right, honestly. Exactly. I think a lot of people don't like confidence, especially when it's a confident woman. Too bad.
But granted, they do got to get better on Chicago Sky.
Yeah, they do.
2 losing seasons in a row. Basketball-wise,
she can be a little bit better.
And they do have to do better on that roster. I ain't gonna lie. You're
gonna get in trouble with the GM now too.
I'm gonna get fined. Please don't fine me.
Coming up next on TMZ Sports, a UFC legend is changing his tune in a big way about light heavyweight champion Alex Pereira. Guy now says Pereira, one of the GOATs. Welcome back to TMZ Sports. Babcock here. Alex Pereira, he is without a doubt one of the most popular UFC fighters ever, period. But how great is he? What is Alex Pereira's legacy? We know that he just went in there in what was a rematch of only his second ever UFC loss against Ankalaev at UFC 320 on Saturday, and just foot on the gas, domination, a bunch of elbows, punches, got Ankalaev out of there. This is a guy who beat him just a couple of months ago. Now Alex Pereira back on top of that mountain. He is again the light heavyweight champion. But again, what's his legacy? That's the question that we asked the guy who is himself a UFC legend. I'm talking about Luke Rockhold, We saw Luke Rockhold out in L.A. this week, and Luke himself was a former champion, not at 205 pounds, but at 185 pounds. He was the middleweight champion. Luke Rockhold has in the past been very critical of Pereira. He ain't being too critical anymore. He's kind of giving him his flowers. Watch this.
Man, I used to hate on Alex Pereira, but a gangster. It's all about confidence. It's all about it's like he has it. He has it. I'm not gonna lie. I can't hate on him anymore.
For sure.
He's one of the goats. Because he carries the same mindset every time. You know, like he don't have the ground game. The got balls.
I love that.
No more hate, Alex. Hey, you're a gangster. You're the one. He's one of the best champions of all time.
Shout out to Luke, who definitely was not out that night having fun. But that's the thing. That I give Luke credit because he has really been down on Pereira in the past. And while he did say there he doesn't have any ground game, which is true, the fact that his stand-up is just it's incomparable to anybody else. His power, his skill, and in a minute and 20 seconds he beats one of two guys who have beaten him before, Mojo. And yeah, I think he is one of the most dominant fighters ever. People love him in that it's his personality, his aura, whatever it is, but just fans are so drawn to this guy. And he backs it up, and I think he's probably bigger now than ever with the win on Saturday.
Talking about people having confidence, that's certainly this guy right here, man. He's got the swagger to go with it, and clearly the chip on his shoulder from the win this past weekend. I mean, that, goodness gracious, was a statement. That's how you turn around and show somebody that previous L was a fluke, was a mistake, an accident. You literally do exactly what he did in that fight. I mean, that's how you overcome it and move forward. I mean, for Luke Rockhold, you got to love when you see a guy pull a total 180, right? Because he didn't want to appreciate that guy. I mean, you know how it is in sports. You typically publicly, by default, just show love, right? You're trying to avoid conflict. For you to pull a 180 after talking trash, you're being forced to eat your words, and you so much to the point where you have to own it. I mean, that's a pretty cool thing. So I got to think that Pereira saw that and at least appreciated, right? Like he might in his head still be like, screw that guy. I don't care. He was talking trash before. He better bow down now, but you never know, man. Like you let it be. Rockhold obviously was a guy that was on top of the world too for a while and, hit a screeching halt towards the end of his career. I think he lost 4 of his last 5 or something like that shortly after winning the title. But hey, man, that's how it goes in the fight game. Sometimes you take that one loss and you never recover afterwards. Pereira, not so much. Yeah,
I think that's a great point, Mojo, too. It happens fast, and when people are done and they lose it, I think it's such a fine line between being on top and being just one other ordinary fighter. It's such a fine line that when you lose it, it goes quickly. And Pereira's 38 years old, and I think fans were rightly questioning, okay, is he over? Is his prime past him? And, well, I don't know that they're asking that question anymore after Saturday night again. Coming up next on TMZ Sports, NBA legend Paul Pierce arrested this week for DUI in Los Angeles. And you will not believe the circumstances surrounding the arrest of the Celtics legend. We'll explain next. Welcome back to TMZ Sports. NBA legend, Hall of Famer Paul Pierce was arrested early this morning in Los Angeles for allegedly driving drunk. And this guy is obviously is one of the best basketball players that we have ever seen. He is a bona fide Hall of Famer. And now he's also in some trouble.
It actually went down Tuesday night.
It was. I'm sorry. Forgive me.
According to the California Highway Patrol, it actually all stemmed from a traffic accident that occurred on Highway 101 up in the Valley area.
Okay, so a big highway out here in LA.
A little bit north of what people considered Los Angeles, I suppose. And what the cops are saying is that around 10:38 p.m., they had to close down lanes of traffic in order to conduct a crash investigation. Okay. Now, roughly an hour later, they opened up the lanes of traffic. Now, when they opened them up, they found a car that was simply just parked in the traffic lanes, right? And they went up to investigate, and they say they found Paul Pierce asleep at the wheel of that car. They said an ensuing investigation revealed that he had exhibited signs of intoxication,
right?
And they basically said he was drunk driving.
Wow. Because I misunderstood this at first, as well as getting the date wrong. So I was wrong all over the place first time. I thought that it had been him in the accident, but no, he was just chilling because the road was closed.
Well, you've been in that situation before, right?
Yeah.
Like they make you all stop and everybody, all lanes of traffic are closed.
Paul said, I'm allegedly going to sleep. I know, Mojo, I know what you're going to say already because we've talked, unfortunately, about so many DUIs. And he's not been convicted. It's an allegation here now. It's a charge. But we've talked about this so much. The guy made an insane amount of money. If he is driving drunk like police say he is, it's like, why again? I don't understand it.
Yeah, I hate to sound like a broken record because I'm just gonna have to like insert my token statement at the beginning of all these segments. But it's so dumb. Why is always the question? You got the money, you probably got the connections. Call a buddy to drive you, call an Uber, get a chauffeur. Doesn't matter, be comfortable, but why risk drinking and driving? Gotta say, allegations.
Yes.
We've seen some cases in the past that were very damning, and it turns out the guy was totally innocent in the right, so I don't want to get too carried away here, but I just hate these so much, and you're just at a point in your career where it's just, come on, man. You've been in the spotlight for so long, like you know how to get out of these situations. Why are you doing it now?
Coming up next on TMZ Sports, Allen Iverson opens up on his journey to sobriety, and he gives us his 5 favorite current NBA stars. We'll hear from AI next on TMZ Sports. Welcome back to TMZ Sports. Babcock here. Allen Iverson, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, is getting set to release a new memoir where he's talking about a bunch of things growing up to his NBA career to, again, being one of the most beloved basketball players that we've ever seen. Well, one of the other things, serious topics that he touches on is his sobriety. We did not know this, and he writes about it in the book. And then when Allen went on an interview this week with CBS Mornings, this was Tuesday to be exact, he talked more about this journey to sobriety. And Allen Iverson, turns out, has not had an alcoholic drink in 6 months. Look, for people who might have been drinking too often, it's not an easy thing to do necessarily, and he has made it to what is a pretty nice milestone for himself. So, as Allen Iverson was then leaving the interview in New York City, where we were out in Manhattan, we saw him. We asked him about the sobriety. While we had him too, we had to ask AI a basketball question. We know he's made some waves recently talking about his 5 favorite players ever, but who are Iverson's favorites right now? Take a look.
First of all, congrats on 6 months, right? Do you ever get tempted? I know that's hard. I mean,
Tempted what?
To go backwards sometimes.
No. I had my conversation with God. I can't lie to him.
I know
I
that's
said
right.
I ain't doing it no more. I ain't doing it.
Really quickly, who in this generation of basketball is the closest to you? Like, who do you watch and you're like, yeah, he like me in a way, you know?
I don't know about like me.
Or close. I know you're like one of the greatest.
This generation, there's a lot of dudes that's a lot better than me. You know what I mean?
That's interesting.
And I'm just a big fan. I love certain guys. You know what I mean? I love where the NBA is heading, and I love what they done for me.
But the top 5 you mentioned are kind of almost towards retirement or retired. Who do you have that's not retired that's like actually playing?
I like Shea. I like Anthony Edwards. I like Luka. I like Giannis. There's a lot of guys. No, Steph. I mean, she said I like my man Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Maxey. Maxey, my man.
So there it is. And Allen Iverson, super humble, say a lot of guys better than him. I don't know if that's true. Allen Iverson is about as good as it gets, especially for a guy his size. But he said it right there, Ed. He said, I've made the promise to God, and it doesn't seem like he's going back on the sobriety thing. Like, he's committed.
We've had a lot of conversations in this office about this in mostly joking fashion, but I think a lot of us would like to cut back on our drinking. And
especially as you get older, too. It gets harder.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the number one reason I'd like to, man. You wake up on Sunday mornings, and I'm hurt for 24 hours. But the temptation, and that's what's so impressive about this, there's temptation every single moment you go out. I mean, you go to Connor's house and watch the Bills game, there's a beer in the fridge, you know what I mean? You go to a bar with your friends, beers at the bar.
So especially him think when Allen goes out, like everyone wants to buy him a drink,
buy him a shot. So it's really impressive that he's made this commitment to himself and he's sticking to it. 6 months, that's a long time. Congratulations.
Yeah, well, I think so too. What do you think about Joe?
I think Ed just threw Connor under the bus there a little bit. He didn't have to name drop him beers in the fridge and all that, but that's okay. Connor parties. Yeah, man, you're right. That's called marketing, by the way. The reason there's so much temptation is because people spend a lot of money to make sure that it's in your face. So got to rise above it. Love that he's holding strong. AI is a hometown guy from back home, so we've always supported him being back in the DC area, so man, always one of my favorite players too, especially as a bigger guy. You got to root for the smaller guys, and love to see that he's holding strong. Interesting top 5, but always good to hear from old AI the answer.
Yeah, he's great. Awesome. We congratulate him on that. And by the way, I think his book is going to be a big hit because, a guy 6 feet tall, everything against him. When you're LeBron James, it's a lot easier to be an NBA superstar. When you're 6 feet tall and guys are a foot taller than you, not so easy, but he was amazing. And I think that book is going to be a big deal. All right, we are out of time for today. We'll have a bunch to talk about tomorrow. We'll see what happens with this Giants and this Cowboys, the Giants-Cowboys. We'll see what happens with the Giants and Eagles game. I wish the Cowboys were playing. Giants couldn't lose, but hey, we'll see.
I'm a lawyer.